Your Majesty King of Spain, Secretary General of the United Nations, Presidents, Prime Minister, Ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I would like to express my gratitude to the government of Spain for hosting this important international event and for its generous hospitality. In these turbulent times, when the world is facing with numerous challenges, it is more than ever necessary to join our efforts and demonstrate solidarity and strong political will to implement the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. 10 years ago, building on the commitments achieved in Monterrey and Doha, we adopted Ադիս-Աբեբայի Action Agenda on ambitions and fundamental documents, shaping a set of guidelines and concrete tools to reform the global financing system with the aim of leaving no one behind. However, despite significant achievement, we still face more questions than answers. Global challenges that have emerged in the recent years, such as the COVID-19 pandemic, the increasing impact of climate change, rising geopolitical tension, growing number of conflicts, have revealed serious gaps in the Ադիս-Աբեբայի Action Agenda, requiring immediate action to further advance the reform of international finance architecture and adapt it to new realities. The decline in official development assistance has had devastating consequences for developing countries, risking to reverse their hard-won progress. The worrying trends in the global development agenda have a particularly severe impact on countries in special situations. Least developed countries, landlocked developing countries, and small developing states, whose systematic vulnerability hinder to efforts of achieve sustainable development goals. The situation is also difficult for the middle-income countries, often finding themselves in the middle-income trap due to the shortcoming of the current international financial system. Take my country as an example. Armenia is classified as an upper middle-income country. At the same time, Armenia is a landlocked developing country, facing multi-dimensional challenges such as the influx of the 150,000 refugees forcibly displaced from Nagorno-Karabakh, making up 4% of the country's total population. The requiring disasters caused by climate change, difficulties with access to global markets and value chain. However, Armenia is forced to focus its limited resources on servicing its national debt exceeding $30 billion, rather than investing in humanitarian, climate mitigation and sustainable development needs. In this context, we believe that targeted and action-oriented steps are essential to overcome current inequalities and systematic gaps in the international financial architecture. Armenia strongly advocates the important introduction of complementary criteria beyond GDP, reducing dependence on in-market financing and strengthening the capacities of the United Nations development system for timely and efficient response to the needs of countries and people in vulnerable situations. Support from international community to strengthen democratic institutions, promote good governance, ensure transparency and uphold the rule of law is important to bring countries in special situations and middle-income countries back on track towards sustainable development. In this crucial to ensure equal and fair access to new technologies, close the digital divide and mobilize the necessary resources to address climate change, biodiversity, loss and desertification. As a host of the 17th Conference of the Parties to the Convention on Biodiversity next year, Armenia is ready to work closely with all partners to fill the gaps in biodiversity financing. Ladies and gentlemen, Armenia welcomes the consensus over the outcome documents which signals the readiness of all parties to work together to turn to promises and commitments into real action to bring transformative changes on the ground. We hope that Compromiso de Sevilla, with its forward-looking commitments, will provide new impetus to the efforts of the international community to reform the international finance architecture, enhance its resilience and effectiveness, and make financial resources more accessible and affordable for the most vulnerable.